Impression of Big Trump announcing a successful raid. We got a lot of our roses. They scream chihuahuas as we chased them down the street. We were walking through the neighborhood, listening out for illegals, and we went past a house and we heard somebody scream chihuahuas, and we thought they must be in here, so we bashed the door down and they ran around. Ugly guys they were. There you go. Do. Future piss bottle? No, this is a future piss bottle. Pepsi Max lids are too narrow. If you know, you know. Around the face, keep it up. Thank you for the 22 months of membership. I just asked chat that. Thanks. Thank you for the $2, Captain Autism. Thank you for the 28 Canadian dollars, Shotgun Savior. I appreciate you. I actually used you as an example in an imaginary conversation I had yesterday. I was saying, like, I actually know chat members. They all have their, like, they all have this thing that they do to sort of, like, classic them. And I was like, dude, Shotgun Savior, this Canadian guy, it's always classic him to just jump in the stream and drop a like a 30 Canadian dollars without saying anything. I was actually having a conversation with myself in the mirror yesterday, talking about that. So it's actually crazy that you've done it again. Thank you for the 28 Canadian dollars, Shotgun Savior. Classic, dude. As usual. The last Canadian chat, as I always say. Looks like Kane has a new cellmate. What do you think is the hardest fight to score in UFC history? I think TJ versus Cruz. No. I think DDP versus Strickland 1 is very difficult to score. I'm not just glazing either. TJ Cruz, I had Cruz winning the first 3 rounds. But it was close. But TJ should have started low kicking way earlier, but he didn't. So it's up to him. Yo, Guru, if Hamzat loses, do you think his promotability goes out the window? He's not very likable, and him being undefeated is like half his brand. True. Thank you for the $5. Yes. Yeah, that is his brand, to be undefeated. And he can't have the same energy if he's coming off a loss. But yeah. Maybe he'll still have a fan base, though. He could still do it. Depends how he handles the loss. Another fight that's very difficult to score was not TJ versus Cruz, but... God, I just thought about it then. I think Makhachev won the Volkanovski first fight. There was another one I was just thinking about then. But Volkanovski Holloway 2. I think is very difficult to score. People forget, man. Hamzat's pull-out game is undefeated. All right. In all seriousness, why is it that India and China can't produce a single male UFC champion? Forget champion. Fighter. Well, China... Listen, guys, I don't drink or smoke. Like, God, nothing's good enough for you guys, huh? Little whiny bitch-ass fucking complainers, dude. You had such a great life, you wouldn't be in MMA Guru's live chat. Fact, dude. Oh, shit. It's Easter Sunday. Y'all sitting in the MMA Guru live chat, lecturing me on life. Damn, dude, you guys are crushing it, man. Thank you for the $2. What do you really think Kaio's chances are, really? Barauha? Good. If you survive round 1 against Chimaev, you have a really good chance of beating him. Will they survive round 1 is the question. That's all it comes down to. It's really all it comes down to. You should do a Paddy Pimblett tier weight cut. 252 pounds. You should get a low taper fade for the DJ interview. No. No, I've just got my Shire hair, basically. My peasant hair that I'm going to go with. You literally choose to have a beard because of how fat your face is. Well, sounds like someone can't grow a beard. Which fighting nerd has the best shot to be champ? Tell him no stalls. I actually did message DJ and I told him. What did I message DJ? I said to him, I'll be there for the collab, but you better not have my fat ass precariously sat on a stool. Basically, is what he did. And then DJ said you should bring a wheelchair to sit in instead. So I was like, that might be a good idea. You better not have me fucking precariously balanced on some fucking barber stool or some shit. Which fighter nerd has the best shot to be champ? Baralho, because he's right there. You must have terrible posture. Yeah, it's not bad, but not everyone has good posture, you know what I mean? Did you see O'Malley was on crutches? When I'm standing up and walking around, I have great posture. But when I'm sat in my fucking chair, I'm not going to sit like this the whole time. If I sat like this the whole time, you guys would tell me to stop flexing. You know? Why are you sitting like that? Why are you flexing like that, dude? Relax your shoulders, for fuck's sake. So if I sat like this, you'd fucking complain. So I don't sit like that. I slouch a bit. I did see O'Malley was on crutches, but I don't care for it. Thank you for the $2. Yeah. Ask my bud John to step it up in training as Diaz. Hold up, John. You gotta fucking step it up. You fucking pussy. I'll give it a 2. Oh my god, yes. Chat, did you see at WrestleMania? This is the only reason I know about WrestleMania. That they had Israel Adesanya on the big screen and they called him a UFC middleweight fighter. I used to pray for days like this. On the big screen at UFC Wrestlemania, they had Israel Adesanya, and then as a description of who he was, UFC middleweight fighter. He's exactly the same as Roman Kopylov. Exactly the same as Andre Petroski. If Andre Petroski was also shown on camera, they would have listed him and Adesanya the same thing. Just some UFC middleweight fighter. Great stuff, man. No, I'm not a wrestling fan. I just saw it on Twitter because people were complaining about it, but I loved that shit, man. I used to pray for times like this. Lindsay, yeah. Fucking average contender, dude. What a bum. Don't do the Guru Shuffle. I'm almost finished. All right. Impression of Indian KSI.
And ladies and gentlemen, I am the nightmare to many a scented candle shop, you know.
Is this summer cooked for fights? Hopefully it isn't. Hopefully, for the love of God, it's not. I hope not. Motherfucker, are you in your senses? What's up, Sniff? What are you doing, man? They should have added 1 and 3 in his last 4. Yes. 2 and 5 in his last 7 or some shit. No, it's not even 2 and 5. 1 and 3 in his last 4. Yes. That's generous, though. 2 and 5. Including correct decisions. Bajit Banshut. Alright, thank you, Sniff. How's the weather in London? I don't know, I wasn't awake in the daytime today. I woke up at about 9 p.m. I've just been sleeping this weekend. Yesterday I slept through the whole day. Can you do a Matt Serra impression?
Where you fucking go, Whiteman?
What are you gonna do? Volume punch me, motherfucker? Yeah. Guru, can you pause for a couple seconds and then say happy 420, Celio, you freaky bastard? Happy 420, Celio, you freaky bastard. You fat fuck as well. He's a fat fuck as well, this Celio guy. I hate him. Thank you for the 5. If Manel Cap loses, happy 420. You better be... Well, I don't want to say you better be, but you shouldn't be over 20 years old celebrating 420. If Manel Cap loses his next fight, he's just going to reset against number 15 or an unranked guy. Kind of odd how he has this cycle whenever he loses against a top 5. Reset against a number 15 or unranked guy. I mean, to be honest with you, chat, yes or no, that's how it should be. Like, if you lose to a top 5 opponent and you are top 10, you should welcome a number 15, 14 ranked guy. Like, that should be the cycle. But I do get it. He doesn't really get, like, top contenders coming off a loss. But, you know. Thank you for the $10. Humph. I don't mind that. I think the Manel Cap system should be how it works. If you're, like, number 8 in the world and you lose to number 4, and then you get shifted down the rankings to number 10, you should fight number 15. That should be how it works. If they're coming off a win, that is. stuff. I'm eating what's-its. Dricus du Plessis injured, huh? Yikes. Dricus du Plessis injured. Out of the fight with Chimaev. It's just chat. There's yes or no, there's no good news. There's never any good news. You know? Is the JDM interview happening? I guess I'll have to try and get a JDM interview. You know? I'll see what I can do. Is JDM in America? If he is, I'll message him right now and see if he wants to do it. But chat, yes or no, is Bedtime doing a JDM interview? Who wins DDP and Baraujo and how? I'd go DDP over Baraujo, but it'd be a tough matchup. I think Imavov is the tricky matchup. Impression of DDP gaslighting? Nobody said anything about pulling out, bro. Chill out. I'm not Hamzat Chimaev, bro. I was practicing to defeat Hamzat Chimaev. I had to be better than him at pulling out as well. So how about that Sean Clancy Jr., eh? I did see that. Calves are actually fucking killing me. I didn't realize how much it would fucking hurt. Fat, thank you for the $2. I was going to pick Dricus over Hamzat, guys, but I guess now we'll never know. I had Dricus destroying Hamzat in round 1. I had him submitting Hamzat in round 1 with an armbar off bottom position, but I guess we'll just never fucking know. You know what I mean? Honestly, we'll just never know now, unfortunately. Stress eating what's-its ain't going to uninjure Dricus, little bro. So UFC 317 will be Merab O'Malley, Zhang versus Vanajandaroba. We are cooked. Oh, God. No, 317 won't be Merab O'Malley. Merab O'Malley's 316. 317 is going to be, I believe, Chimaev, Imavov, or Baraujo. And then Zhang versus Vanajandaroba is... That's what it's going to be. Could you beat Rogan in a fight if the fight took place on a football field? Yeah, DDP was on a run in Pretoria altitude, and he ran off of a cliff, but as he was running, he stayed running on the spot, and then someone went over to him and tapped him on the shoulder. A bird flew up to him and tapped him on the shoulder and told him to look down, and he was running on the spot, and he looked down, and then he stopped running as he was midair off the side of this cliff, looked at the camera and went, shoo, and then he fell down, and finally it was bad. You know, and he got injured, I guess. Thoughts on winding up a punch? Why I honor DDP via winding up a punch, yeah. Impression of Jabli singing Iris. What's Iris? Thank you for the 2 Canadian. I don't know what that is. I can't believe you injured DDP. Stop biting his bottom lip so hard. Shut up. Thank you for the 2. DDP going too hard in training with Wile E. Coyote. True. Very true. Thank you for the 2. I don't know how to sing it. Oh.
And I don't want the world to smell me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand.
But I appreciate you. I think that's Jailton Almeida with a belt over his shoulder. You're timed out for that behavior. Don't ever root for Jailton Almeida to be the king of the heavyweights. Fuck you. Is your boyfriend scared of Hamzat? He's not my boyfriend. Okay. And no, he's not scared. Was Chimaev scared of Leon Edwards? Huh? What about when he pulled out against Whittaker because he had a cold? Was he scared of him? No, he eventually beat him anyway. Don't be coming out here with your double standards. Other fighters not named Chimaev are also allowed to pull out if they're injured or ill. What do you think will be on Rogan? What do you think will be Rogan's next thing? Did Simon hit you back after dishing your ass or nah? If not, lol. No, I'm going to have to pick Wellmaker to beat Cameron Simon. Honestly, I am. What's up, Raw OG? I'm going to have to pick Cameron Simon to lose to Wellmaker because the only reason he wouldn't have called me back is if he got hit by a truck or... I actually think right now Cameron Simon is caught in a tornado. I really do think that. I don't know where they are. Is it in Kansas? Yeah. I actually think he's been caught in a twister and he's at the moment in the eye of the storm, caught up in a tornado, being flung around in it because it's the only reason that he wouldn't hit me back for an interview and leave me stranded and not even say, sorry, I couldn't do it when I gave him 2 weeks notice. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm just, you know. It's Missouri. Thank you for the $2. Joe Rogan, I've already read it. They don't deserve choice. Very true. Yeah, weed's weird culture, man. I never got it. I'm glad I shook it. Check Crash MMA Graham O'Malley injury on Crutches. Well, I'm definitely going with Marab then. Guru, you seem to forget that the Simon is an African at the end of the day, so it makes sense he dined and dashed on you. No tip. Very typical of them. All right. Oh. Thank you for the 25 months of membership. Crash MMA. Pedro Baptista. Pimlet is at 198 1 week after his fight. Jesus Christ. Marab seen on O'Malley seen on Crutches. Sean O'Malley filmed on Crutches. Our UFC 316 main event might be cooked. Shug building a new mansion on his property. He's on Crutches. I mean, why would he... No, here's the thing, though, chat. Why would he let it be recorded? Like, it's an old footage or it's a minor injury. I don't buy it. Thank you for the 25 months of membership. Ethan Nguyen, thank you for the membership. Impression of Joe Rogan saying Makhachev developed a Dash choke. Impression of Joe Rogan saying Makhachev developed a Dash choke at 33 years old for Moicano. People forget, man, he made up a Dash choke out of nowhere. Never done it before that Moicano fight. I give it a 50 Mexican dollars. Literally 2 in a row. Islam Arman, Hamza Interim, Ilya Charles, book it. Yes. Thank you for the $2. That could be good. Yes, Islam Arman. I don't mind Islam Arman being rebooked. I'm maybe in a rare few there, but I really don't mind. $2. Yeah, entertaining champ of each division all time. Welterweight Robbie Lawler. Pereira light heavyweight. You know what I mean? Considering the other light heavyweight champs weren't all that. Well, you know, there's Chuck. I still think Pereira was more fun. Lightweight. It's got to be someone who has a bit of a run together, right? Like maybe BJ Penn. Maybe, you know, Frankie Edgar had some sick fights at lightweight with, what's his name? Can't remember his fucking name. But he had sick fights with him. Nate Diaz beat the fuck out of him as well. He TKO'd the guy that I'm talking about with Frankie Edgar. Not Benson, no. Gray Maynard, yeah. They hate us because they ain't us? Dude, we rejoice to God that we ain't you. Jesus. What do you mean you hate us because we ain't us? Stop spamming in my chat. Impression of Aljo and Marab in the sauna.
Marab, Aljo, you go first. I watch from outside the window at you. Become sauna.
Flyweight, I guess. Pantoja. No, Figueiredo over Pantoja. But Pantoja's been nothing but fun. But so is Figueiredo, so. I don't know. That's what I'd say. Heavyweight, probably Kane. Had some sick fights. What else is there? Middleweight. Anderson, I'd say no. I'd say so far Dricus du Plessis. Or, yeah. And then I'm trying to think of people that have had at least a few title defenses. Impression of Aljo and Marab in this. I've already read it. Be real, do you think Ilya actually beats Islam? No, I think Makhachev beats Ilya. Thank you for the 2. But I want to see it, and I don't know that for sure. Yuri at light heavyweight? Yeah, but he didn't have a run as champ. You know what I mean? Impression of Trump deporting him. All right.
We've got
A putrid stench. Everywhere I go in America, there's this smell in the air. We need good fighters here. We can't have this population lowered to the level of them. I need U.S. champions in combat sports, and if they're here and outnumber us, we'll have none. Guru DDP cope eating now. No, when I'm actually working out and stuff, I eat way more. You know? Thoughts on Marab doing the shuffle. Marab has not done the shuffle. Calm down.